lost in the championship. Just wanted to get back on the field with my team and teammates, especially this team.
We won freshman year, but that being a freshman on that team and not getting as much time, it was really great, but you didn't really get the feeling like I played such a big role in this game. And the last 2 years I've started for the last 2 years, and losing those games were really hard. And to win this year, coming back, beating maybe Goffstown, maybe Portsmouth, would be really big and really exciting for
The past
senior
few years have taught us a lot about, overcoming obstacles. We've had 2 great seasons, nothing to be ashamed of at all. But to end it with the championship would just be the perfect way to end my Derryfield career, I think.
I think it'd mean a lot, especially being a senior and leaving. Obviously everyone wants to leave winning a championship, but being a senior, losing last year, losing the past 2 years in the finals by 1 goal is kind of very disappointing, and no one wants to really end especially their senior year like that. It's kind of our last chance. So I think especially us as 4 captains, Joe, Mike, Drew, and I, kind of put it on our shoulders to lead this team to a championship because it's our last season and we don't want to have any regrets.
strong work ethic, and we know what we're here to do. We have the Stellos mentality.
So Stellos is the stadium that we used to play at for the championship. And it's kind of the mentality of that's the place we want to be at the end of the season, and that's where we want to be. So it's the mentality of working hard every second, and never taking a play off, never taking a moment off.
The best way to describe it, I think, was Grant Allenson and Max Anderson 2 years ago. I remember it exactly. We were over in the corner, over by the bench, and I think it was our 3rd day in preseason, and this is my sophomore year. And a couple of new freshmen came in, and it was the end of a morning session, so it was 11:30, and head brings us in together just to say, here's go off to lunch. We'll meet back at 12, and we put our sticks up, and head goes, I forget who the freshman was, but he goes, all right, you call it off. And he goes, wait a second, what does Stellos mean? And I see Grant Allenson and Max Anderson, and they go, Stellos is not just a place, it's a mindset. And forever that stuck with me. I've used it in school papers, really, when I wrote about it. And I think it's that championship mindset. We got to get into the beginning of the year, and we know that there is no other feeling than walking on the field in Stellos freshman and sophomore year, and I think that just carried over. Even though we've moved to Exeter High School to play our championships, it's just carried over. And it's something we can laugh about, but in the end, it's really about hard work and
that's sort of the trademark of Derryfield lacrosse. I think I heard about it I want to say summer before I came in here as a freshman, and it's just Stellos. Stellos Stadium used to be the place we would play the Division III finals at, but now we play at Exeter. But still, we cheer it after every huddle. Stellos, it's more of a mentality of that's what our goal is, the championship at the end, to be the last team standing, and we all love it. We go crazy for it, so it just kind of it's stuck, and the freshmen are crazy about it every year, so we just keep rolling with it. And it's a good mentality to have.
I've been hearing it ever since 8th grade when I first came to Derryfield. I'm not really sure where it started, but we say it every time we call out of the huddle, and it's really to have the right to say it is to know that you need to work hard every single day, because you're not going to get there unless you keep working and play as a team.
We're in a unique situation. We don't do a February and April break. We do 2 weeks in March. And we kind of noticed that traditionally we don't start practice until the 2nd week of our March break. And if we did that this year, we would be a week behind everybody else. So in order to try and prevent that from happening, we went and we decided that we would try and have practice that first week and go down to Hull. So we kind of sent out sort of feelers over the summer and see who would be interested in going. And by September, October, we kind of had a good feel for who was going to be involved, and we had enough numbers to do it.
Yeah.
At that point, you know, we worked with a travel agent, put together flights, and Disney basically does a great job of putting together a package. They do the meals, they do the hotel rooms, there's everything, every detail is done for you. So basically at that point it was just, you know, making sure we had the guys, the flights, getting the gear down there, coming up with a practice plan. It ran so smooth. I mean, and the guys, the easiest part was the guys were great. I had no issues with, you know, discipline issues or guys, you know, not wanting to be there, wanting to be at the park too much, stuff like that. They knew it was a business trip. We were going down to play lacrosse. They did their job, and then we had fun in the afternoon. I mean, we went to Epcot, we went to Disney, we went to Animal Kingdom, MGM. So we had a great time, but we did a lot during the week too. And so I think it's going to pay dividends in the end.
Kick it, Antonio. Jump in, Alex. Jump in. Give an outlet. Get it to Michael right away. In the air. In the air. Alex, you stay up. Stay up. You're going to ride again. You're going to ride. Go. Go, Frank. Frank. Go. Go.
Yeah, I mean, we woke up and we didn't think it was going to be that smelly, but we walked out my front door. We all slept over my house, and you know, it was basically a blizzard. And we're like, oh god, you know, our flight going to be delayed.
Thought was, I just hope the plane's here. I knew if the plane was here, we would get off the ground because Manchester does a great job of keeping the runways clear and stuff like that. And once we knew the plane was here, we felt good about that. And then, yeah, I mean, I kept hammering home with the guys. You know, I know you might be tired this week, but think about it back home. There's 7 inches of snow on the ground. It's raining, it's cold, you know, like we were really, really lucky to have that opportunity to be able to do double sessions in the sun, warm weather, I mean, relatively warm. The Florida people were telling us how chilly it was outside, and we're all running around in shorts and t-shirts. It was really nice.
We were about a 30-minute delay. They had to de-ice the plane, but I wasn't that nervous and happy to get away from it. I mean, we're kind of used to it at this point, but just knowing that we're going down to Florida is an awesome feeling.
I was nervous that our flight wasn't going to take off, but then I was like, when we did take off, I was glad because I kind of realized that we're going to be a step ahead of most teams because most teams aren't going to be able to, either didn't practice or practicing in gym. We were having already double sessions the first week, so I feel like we already had double amount of practices than most teams have had, so we're a step ahead of most teams.
We got there and I think it's like 78 and sunny. We're like, this is nice. This is how lacrosse should be played, you know.
Good job, Lee. Pop upward, Tucker, pop up, curl up now. Step in, make him play. Good, stay wide.
Yeah, it's great to get away from everyone, get away from schoolwork, get away from like parents, get away from like kind of like life itself. Kind of just focus on lacrosse and focus on the team and focus on team building. Kind of hanging out by the pool, walking around Disney, going on the rides together. So like when we weren't playing lacrosse, we're kind of just focused on each other, not necessarily focused on lacrosse. When we were playing lacrosse, we were focused on lacrosse. So it was nice to kind of like get away from everything and just focus on being friendly with everyone.
So we took down 24. We had 23 guys. We had an 8th grader come down with us, a Pole, who came for preseason and did fantastic. We had a mix of, we had like 10 freshmen, we had some sophomores, some juniors, seniors. It was a nice mix, and it was just enough guys to kind of get the season going, get some good chemistry built during the week. We got a lot of stuff done. So it was good.
New Hampshire weather compared to Florida weather is a big difference. Playing in the warm weather instead of usually we have the frigid snow still piled up on the side of the field and having to wear the latex gloves just to keep our hands warm. So having the opportunity to go down to Florida was awesome, and I love Disney, so going to Disney as well was cool, but the ESPN Wild Rose Sports Complex is just gorgeous and really nice fields, good food. Overall, it was a really cool trip.
I mean, we didn't have as much time at the parks as we like because we had to practice and stuff. But you know, it was a great team bonding experience. We all got to know each other better than we did beforehand. You know, going through the parks, going on the rides, having that experience, you know, that friend experience rather than just being a teammate. You know, I think it goes a long way, and I think this year it's pretty important to us to not only be, you know, teammates on the field, but off the field to get that bond, you know, going. You know, it helps the team in many ways. You know, we're not afraid to get in each other's faces.
The team bonding went very well. No one really felt like they were left out. We were all together. In the parks, we split up into different groups, but there was never anyone alone. They were always with like 2 or 3 other people, which I thought was good. And then we went out to the pool a lot at the hotel and hung out, which for team chemistry it was great.
I think as captains, it took us a little bit to get used to kind of like the new roles captains first day, but I think as the week went along, we kind of gained experience. We gained which players need a little extra push, which players don't need the extra push, which players need the confidence builder. So I think we figured out what each player needs specifically and what the team needs in general, and how us as captains can make everyone feel involved in the team and make no one left out. At first, I think we struggled a little bit, but I think as the week went along, we really started to build our confidence as captains, building the team together.
I think it was a bigger responsibility than we definitely had in the past. You know, being a captain, the 4 of us are really good friends, but, you know, being a captain to other people in the team is a little bit different. You know, it's something we've never experienced before. So, you know, we're still working it out. We're still, you know, realizing what the leadership role is kind of, you know, what it's supposed to be, what we're supposed to do. But, you know, I think that only takes time. You know, it's the beginning of the season. So as the season goes on, I think being a captain, you know, we all take it seriously and it's very important to us. So we'll just see where it takes us.
Opportunity. I knew coming down there would be a great opportunity for some younger guys to step up and some guys maybe from last season that didn't have bigger roles to show off kind of what they could do. And man, did they deliver. I had some freshmen that showed that they could play right away. I had some sophomores that I was kind of counting on that they showed me that the pressure wasn't going to be too great for them to handle. Really, really excited about the depth that we potentially could have this season. So. That was the coolest thing coming out of last week, is just realizing the number of guys that we could count on, and that maybe we can run teams into the ground this year. That we're gonna have some depth. Injuries are gonna happen. We got to be prepared for that, and so it looks good early on.